Hello, good evening. In this video, I'm going to read Genesis chapter 26, and it's all about Isaac and Abimelech. And just like in the days of Abraham, the father of Isaac, there was a famine in the land, so they went to Gerar, to King Abimelech, just like his father Abraham, that they go there, and when they go there, he told to the king that uh, Sarah, her wife, is her sister. And this is the shortcoming of Abraham that Isaac followed. When they go in Gerar, he also said that Rebecca, her wife, is her sister. And as we can see in this picture, there is Abimelech, and he saw Isaac and Rebecca caressing. So let me read here in Genesis chapter 26, the story of Isaac and Abimelech in this chapter. It says here, now there was a famine in the land, beside the earlier famine of Abraham's time. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistine, in Gerar. So Abimelech is the king of the Palestine at that time. So there are famines I have written here. There are in the Bible there are famines. There are 13 famines that was written in the Bible, and I just read. There was a famine in the time of Abraham. Yeah, in the time of Abraham, that is in Genesis chapter 12:8, and now in the time of Isaac, his son. And uh, they go again in Palestine uh, for a refuge while there was a famine. And number three is Canaan. Now all this, they were all in Canaan. So Canaan, they're staying in Canaan. In the, also in the time of Jacob, that is in 41, chapter 41 of Genesis, and also during the time of the judges, that is in Ruth, and Canaan in the days of David. Even in the time of David, there is a famine in 2 Samuel 21, and even in the time of Elijah's days. And in Canaan, no, they are all in Canaan in the time of Elisha. So in the time of Elijah, so we always read about the widows of Sarephat, and even in the and here is in Samaria. There is a famine in Samaria in the time of Elisha. We can find that in 2 Kings 6:25, and this is the worst famine ever that I have read, because it says there that there was two women who who complained before the king, because the other woman says they agree together that they will uh, eat their children. No? They cook their children. The other woman say, "Let us cook. Let us eat your mm, your son, and next day we will eat my son." It's so I don't know what to say. It's so severe famine. No? And so they eat their son. They eat the woman's son. But they complain before the king because when the following day that they want to eat, they want to they are they want to eat the son of the other woman, but she hide, and so that's why they complain before the king, you know. And also in Canaan, in Jerusalem, in Zedekiah's days. So that's the time of Zedekiah. In Zedekiah's days, and also in the time of Nehemiah 5:3, and also in Luke 15:14 about the parable of the prodigal son, and it's unknown land. It was not written, and also during the Roman Empire in Paul's day, and that is all about Agabus, the prophet at the time who came down from Jerusalem and go to Antioch, and by the Spirit of God, he predicted that a severe famine would spread into the whole Roman world, and it will happen during the reign of Claudius. So that's about famine. So in the time of Abraham, they go they go to in they were there in Canaan, and they go in the land of the Philistine, where King Abimelech Abimelech was the king at the time, and now in the in the time of Isaac again. So Isaac go there, and the Lord appeared to Isaac. Yeah? And the Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Do not go down to Egypt." So God commanded him, "Do not go down to Egypt. Live in the land where I tell you to live. Stay in this land for a while, and I will be with you and will bless you. For to you and your descendants I will give all these lands, and will confirm the oath I swore to your father Abraham. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and will give them all this land, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed." So God's covenant to Abraham, uh, to Isaac. Guys, he confirmed it in Isaac about the covenant of God to his father Abraham. So, and this is what God says, because Abraham had obeyed me. So this is all about Abraham. There are 5 things Abraham did as what God says. Abraham obeyed the Lord. Number 1, Abraham obeyed the Lord. Number 2 is he kept my requirements. So Abraham kept the requirements of the Lord and my commands. So he kept the requirements. And number 3, God's command. And number 4, my decrees. He kept God's decrees and my laws. Number 5 is Abraham kept the laws. So Abraham obeyed the Lord. He kept the requirements of the Lord and his commands and his decrees and laws. So Isaac stayed in Gerar. So God promised him again that he will surely do. He confirmed the covenant he made with Abraham. So now Isaac go in. So Isaac stayed in Gerar. When the man of that place asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister," because she was afraid to say, "She is my wife." She she is uh, she's not so bold there or courageous, but she is forward, and she lied. She deceived them by saying, "Oh, she is my sister." She was afraid. He has this thought that the men of that place may kill him on account of Rebecca because she is beautiful. It's just like his father also. No? That he said that, oh, she said to Sarah, she's my sister. But actually, she's her her stepsister. But she's also her sister, but only different mother. They have same father, but different mother. And now here is Isaac and Rebecca, but it's Rebecca is her cousin. When Isaac had been there a long time, so when Isaac had been there a long time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked down from a window, and Isaac caressing her wife, caressing his wife Rebecca. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She really is your wife. Why did you say she is my sister?" So here, like if you see in the picture, here is in the picture there is King Abimelech, and down is Isaac and Rebecca. And she said, and then Isaac was on trial. The king summoned him, and then the king said, "She is really your wife." She really your wife. Why did you say she is my sister? And now, and Isaac answered him, "Because I thought I might lose my life on account of her." So that's what he is thinking. Then Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the men might well have slept with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." So Abimelech gave orders to all the people, "Anyone who molests this man or her wife or his wife shall be surely be put to death." So this is what Abimelech told, that they should not harm or molest them. So in verse 12, now is Isaac is like a farmer. He planted, Isaac planted crops in that land, and the same year reaped 100-fold because the Lord blessed him. So he received 100-fold because the Lord blessed him. So uh, even if those agriculture, planting, it is God who bless. Even just if we plant, when God bless it, you will reap 100-fold. That's why even in Malachi they would say that I will prevent the pest from devouring your crops. No? When the Lord says that if you give your tithes and offering, let's mean this. And see if I will not open the floodgates of heaven, and even says there that I will prevent the devourer. No? I will prevent pestilence from devouring your crops. So it is here that God bless Isaac. Isaac planted crops in that land, and the same year reaped 100-fold because the Lord blessed him. Okay? When the Lord bless, there are much harvest. The man become rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he become very wealthy. So he become rich and become wealthy until he became very wealthy. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistine invaded him. So Isaac became rich. He grew and his riches. Uh, he has many flocks, so he became wealthy. And so the Philistine invade Isaac. So you can see here that riches. When Isaac became rich, the Philistine invade him. So you can see that riches is always the reason for people to invade. The always, riches is always the source of invade, for people to invade. Huh? People will not invade you, or yes, if you don't have riches. So when people become rich, people they are envious. People become envious. Envy. So that's happened to Isaac. So all the wells that his father's servant had dug in the time of his father Abraham, the Philistines stopped filling them with earth. So in the time of Abraham, the servant, they dug a well. And when they dug a well, it's in a place, it's not occupied. It become your land, your possession. Yeah. And so they dug a well and it's belonged to them. But because the Philistine become envious of them, they stopped it. They stopped those wells and they fill it with earth. So they don't have well anymore that they dug during the time of Abraham. Then Abimelech said to Abraham, "Move away from us. You become too powerful for us." So even Abimelech drive them away. He said, "Move away from us. Get away from us. Get away from here. You're too powerful. You're too powerful for us." No, because God blessed them and God promised that He will increase their number. So they become many. In verse 17 it says here, "So Isaac moved away from there and encamped in the valley of Gerar and settled there." So here is Isaac. Isaac reopened the wells that had been dug in the time of his father Abraham, which the Philistine had stopped up after Abraham died. So they opened again the well, and he gave them the same name his father had given them. Isaac's servant dug in the valley and discovered a well of fresh water there. So here is Isaac. Huh? His servant keep on digging, so they become Isaac. He is a well digger. See, it's her servant. They dig, they dug, and they have made well. Isaac dug. Servants dug in the valley and discovered a well of fresh water there. But the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen and said, "The water is ours." So he named the well Esek, because they disputed with him. Then they dug another well, but they quarreled over that one also. So he named it Sitna. So every time they dig a well, those the Philistine quarreling with them, you know. So he named it. They dig two wells and they are quarreling with them, and he called it Sitna. He moved on from there and dug another well, and no one quarreled over it. He named it Rehoboth, saying, "Now the Lord has given us room, and we will flourish in the land." From there he went up to Beersheba. So after they dig another well, nobody quarreled with them. From there he went up to Beersheba. That night the Lord appeared to him and said, "I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you and will increase the number of your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham." So Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord. There he pitched his tent, and there his servant dug a well. So God confirmed to Isaac his covenant to Abraham. No? God always confirming. He also confirmed to Isaac. He also promised to Isaac, "I will surely bless you." God says, "Do not be afraid. God always give them the promise, assurance that God is with them. That's what God used to do. He always promised His presence to those the people whom He called in fulfilling the promises. Yeah, He assured them their presence. Do not be afraid, for I am with you, and I am going to bless you. No, number one is God's presence, His presence, and followed by the blessing and His promises. I will surely increase you. He, his promise is blessing to bless them. And he said, Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord. There he pitched his tent, and there his servant dig away. Meanwhile, it says here that meanwhile Abimelech had come to him from Gerar. So Abimelech come from Gerar with Ahuzat, his personal advisor, and Philpol, the commander of his forces. Isaac asked them, Why have you come to me, since you were hostile to me and sent me away? So Abimelech, go where Isaac is. They answered, We saw clearly. No, they saw. Abimelech says, They answered, We saw clearly that the Lord was with you. So she said, There ought to be a sworn agreement between us and you. Let us make a treaty with you that you will do to us no harm, just as we did not molest you, but always treated you well and send you away in peace. So the reason why um, Abimelech want to make treaty with Isaac is because they see the presence of God. They see that God is blessing them. They see that God is with them. You see, we saw clearly that the Lord was with you. Wow, so great. The Lord is with you. And he said that they asked them to make a treaty that they will not, that when they become many or become numerous, when they become powerful, they're already powerful. You become so powerful to us, he said. And they might be afraid that they might harm them. So that's why there's one thing that King Abimelech says that do to us what we did to you. We did not harm you. We did not molest you when you stayed with us. So he says, let us make a treaty with you that you will do us no harm, just as we did not molest you, but always treated you well and send you away in peace. And now you are blessed by the Lord. Isaac then made a feast for them, and they ate and drank. Early the next morning, the men swore an oath to each other. Then Isaac sent them on their way, and they left in and they left him in peace. That day Isaac's servant came and told him about the well they had dug. They said, We found water. He called it Sheba, and to this day the name of the town has become Beersheba. When Esau was 40 years old, so now Esau, his son also, when Esau was 40 years old, he married Judith, daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and also Basemath, daughter of Elon the Hittite. They were a source of grief to Isaac and Rebekah. So their son Esau, this is the marriage of Esau also. And it says that he become grief to Isaac and Rebekah because they are Hittites. They are mm, Hittites, and yes, they are Hittites. They are not supposed to marry with them, but Esau is godless. No, in the following chapter, in chapter 26, in the previous chapter 26, I have read there that Esau sold his birthright to his brother Jacob, because he come from an open country and he was famished, very hungry, and then he did not value his birthright, but he sold it. He exchanged it with a bowl of stew, and after that he despised it. So now he also married Hittites, and it says here they were source of grief to Isaac and Rebekah. So even as parents, what you even God actually, it's Rebekah and his parents, Isaac and Rebekah. Uh, After Esau get married with all these with these women, and it become a source of grief to them, because they are not Canaanites. They are not. They are not. No, they should not also be married with Canaanites. They are not their relatives. It's like uh, Isaac. It's like um, Abraham, that he find a wife for his son Isaac, and he sent his servant in their father's household to get a wife for his son Isaac, and not to marry. They should not marry Canaanites, Hittites, the people around them. So that's why it become a source of grief to them. Because even in J 28:9, it says here that, so even God actually, it's when he's even God, even in the time of Noah, God says he saw that the daughters of men, the daughters of God, marry anyone, go to the daughters of men and marry anyone they choose. They choose what they want. They just choose anyone they want, and it become a source of grief to the Lord. That is one reason why God repented. God is grieved, and he said he will destroy all mankind. Yeah, so it's a source of grief, even when the people, the Son of God, go and marry anyone they choose with the daughters of men. Uh, Even on Rebecca and Isaac, when their son Esau just married Hittites, it's a it's a source of grief to them. That's why in the following that's why in the following chapters they will find uh, they will mm, okay, I will not. They will. It's about also the marriage of um, Jacob. It is more interesting also in the life of Jacob. The next chapter is all about the blessing that Jacob, that it's about the Jacob will get Jacob will get Isaac, the Isaac's blessing. So thank you for watching. May God bless you, and see you again in next video next time in Genesis chapter 27 Bible reading. And if you have anything you want to share or comment, you can just comment below or share whatever message you want also to share. Thank you and God bless you.